welcome back everyone. I try not to drop my phone. Here we are after 5 days of building. I'm pretty pleased with how our little typewriter turned out. Yeah. Focus on that instead of all the other stuff I got going on the table here. There he goes. Sort of cool. It's, like I say, I modified the back to use rollers and wood sticks rather than the included paper bits, but I think it turned out okay. Our desk as well is fairly stable. It doesn't wobble like most everything else I made. Got our little drawer and thing in there. Once again, too much stuff on here for the camera to focus on what I want it to. And only slightly off center on my pull on that one. And of course our base, which is not quite as interesting. And there's our bookshelf that is our back prop for our thing. But if you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures, and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models, having a bit of fun. If you've seen any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list. And I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best of options. So today we're going to start off building a lamp, hopefully. And so this is going to have some, oh okay, I just realized something. I'm supposed to because they got texture on their lampshade that I don't have. So in theory, I'm supposed to glue this template onto this cloth and then cut it all out and have it textured. I have my doubts about that. I think I'm going to try it without the cloth because I really have never had any luck with using cloth in most of these things, and making those fine cuts in it would definitely be... Let's see how it looks without the cloth, and then we'll decide if I want to take that. Because they didn't, if they'd given me a spare one of these, I'd have given it a shot. But they didn't. So a couple of need to be trimmed off a bit. There. Okay, so let me stay. And I'm sure I'll catch a little flack for this, but if I goof that up, I won't be able to have a lampshade. So that's the dilemma I'm facing here. So let me score my lines. Rolls. I actually wanted to make sure I do it on the side without the lines to the outside. I just saw. Put my right in here, got a little extra. Another gnat in here tonight. Sort of started here, but closing in. Yeah, I think this lampshade will work without the extra coating. Trick, I think, will be getting it lined up And actually, it just occurred to me, in theory, you're supposed to cover up the seams. So let's see if I can do it better. I don't see why it'd make any difference going the other way, but might make it easier to line up that last. That's about. Okay, that's what we're gonna end up making for a lampshade of that geometric type shape. Let's see. I wish they'd give me a couple of copies of this, or I wish I had a scanner to make some more. But I don't, so we just got to roll with it. Okay, got the super glue and the nozzle of precision. Actually, I think I'm going to go B7000 on this. Looking at it, I think it'll get sticky quick enough, and that will give me a little bit of that adjustment time to try and get that seam lined up just so. At the same time, I just was able to do it right then too. Let's go. It's everything or nothing. Let's go super glue. Get my nozzle of precision out. Get pretty low on the super glue bottle. Need to stock up on that. But let's do a drop at the bottom and a drop at the top, and cross our fingers and hope and pray and make wishes and whatever else we can do to try and get this going. So there. Did you line up with that? I did it a minute ago. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm not going to do it again because I'm stuck to it. Super glue may have been a bad idea. Yep, did not line up great, but I think put the seam at the back, I think I'll be okay. Make sure it's facing that way, so. Tighten up these corners a little bit. A little more hexagonal. Okay. Alright. Now, the next thing I'm not going to do is supposedly we take this gold wire and work it around this and then mount it on the top here. And I've never done this, but I will give it a shot. But I have. Okay, static is going to stop me from doing this. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get sharp enough just here. Yeah, I'm already. Let's see. Yeah, it just keeps getting rounder and rounder. I don't know if it's going to show up there, but it's definitely not going to. Yeah, it's going way over the limit. Okay. I may give that another go in a minute once I've got my nerves back in order. Now, what we are supposed to do is cut lengths of this wire to go on the seams. And I think I can do that. Maybe. My plan is to cut them a little bit long, then trim them off after the fact. So get this one, it'll be sticking up. So I mount it in, and then I just snip it off there. And I think I will go to the B7000 on this after the first little issue. So I can go on that seam. I was looking for my tweezers there for a second. It's been that kind of day. Let's see here. And the next one. Didn't think to trim the wire first. Okay, that seems to be standing up pretty good actually. So let's maybe too much grained ink. Maybe dim my light a little bit. Some more details. So far it seems to be cooperating on this. We'll have to see how the trimming the top wire goes. This time do it before put the glue on, or just stick myself to it. Okay, there's two more of these. I had delusions of getting done tomorrow, but as slow as this is going, it's probably not probably be Friday or Saturday at this rate. Turn on these lights. I don't know if that helps or not. Trying to, I think it's just too much white for my camera to calculate. One more. Okay. So I'm going to let that sit off to the side. Hopefully let that glue dry and solidify so I can snip those tops. Yep, there it goes. And then, well, while that's doing that, we get to make the actual lamp. Just thought of something. Probably need. Let's make sure I got the right. I think I got. Yep, got the right batteries, and actually test out my light. Haven't tried that yet. Stripped out screw later. I didn't think that one actually was trying to grab there. "14 screwdrivers, I don't have one that fits." Okay. Alright, oh, 3 of them. Okay. Okay. We got white, gray. On. Hold through it. Right. Okay. Got light. Cool. Should have done that on like the first day. To and this guy around in a circle, something similar to that. I think the goal is to run the wires through there to hold it up. No, actually do that on both ends. One's the base and one's the top. Okay. So, these three. There, that's our base on the bottom. This guy next. And I show this as two of them, but I'm getting a double bead for this one. Okay, let's see. Two. Okay. Sort of looking, trying to decipher their instructions. Let me see what I got. I'm going to roll the dice and not. They're saying you're supposed to take the light here and wrap underneath there. But it looks like they've actually already done that for you with this this white bit right there. It looks like they're expecting you to make that rather than them including, but it looks like they put that insulation on there. It shows it. You're supposed to be taking tape and wrapping it around it and separating them. So I think they've already done that for you. That's hopefully anyway. But okay. Do another roll on this one. So I'll do a fairly big one because I got to put that light in it. So I'll put one down the. And very brittle wire. Okay. So we will move to the hot glue gun. Make it a little more stable, I hope. Okay. Start off in the base here. Just a little drip in there to sort of hopefully stabilize everything. And make it level. I'll squish it down and slide it around a little bit. That seemed sort of do the trick. Okay, that's solidified on the bottom. Now, I think what I'm going to do is have the wire go between our wires here. So I'm just going to try and get a little space there. And get you straightened out. Okay. Now we'll just let you live right there. Yeah. Good. stay sort of good, because we're going to put our lampshade on top of this. So hopefully it'll hide all my hot gluing. A little squish on that side and a little squish on that side. Okay. It wasn't dry, so okay, I think I'm good there. Now, oops, forgot I never glued that down, but you go. Take our wires, through a hole in our disc. Draw these straight down. And you like that, so obscure as much of the wiring as we can from this direction. That's what we're looking at. So push right there and into it. We're going to put all kinds of stuff on there to cover this glue up, I hope. Cleaned off pretty good. Okay, so we're going to be looking from this angle. This angle, so I'll straighten you up. Okay. Not too bad. Not the best I've ever done. And supposedly run our wire back to the back side of this leg, so I'll dribble around into that. I'm going to wreck that drawer before it's all said and done if I'm not careful. One more little dribble. Let's see, I think this gun goes too hot. I wish there was a thermostat. That's the thing I missed from the other glue gun. I could go at low temperature and it wouldn't run everywhere. The convenience of not having a wire dragging around behind me is very nice. Okay, so that one there. Now, okay. Yeah, there's that. Okay, so the reason they wanted that little circle was to put our lampshade on, so we'll have to figure something else out about that. But right now, let's see if it's still solid enough for me to start snipping on. I believe this is going to work. Okay, so fairly flush on most of them. It's crookeded. A little crooked on me. Okay, now that's supposed to go. Yeah, that's getting irritating. Let's see here. Yeah, that would work. Okay, so wire being so brittle surprised me. Let's see if I can curl it around. That loop's too, yeah, not big enough loop. Okay. Did make a nice coil. Let's see, and so. I got something like that. That should. Okay. I think I can work with that. Should give me enough. Okay, so a little up on the top of my LED there. Okay. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. Not perfect underneath, but I think it'll fly. So, got the old B7000 one more time. Just because I want to have that little adjustment period. On the edge here. Okay, that's I got a little bit that's showing down here, but I'm prepared to live with that. I keep hitting that drawer. It's not sturdy enough for me to be hitting like that. But let's power up the lamp and see how that looks. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Doesn't look as good in person as it. You do see the outline of it. Her little structure underneath there in person, but it's still, I think, okay. And I'm tired of this wire getting in my way. I'm going to go ahead and thread this through here because the desk keeps wanting to fall over on me. I'm not going to glue it down or anything, just seems like a good place to stow it. Get it to stand up straight. Maybe. Okay, yeah. Alright. Take a quick gander at what's next. Okay. I think I got time to finish putting everything on the desk tonight. Oh yeah, I forgot about doing that thing, but yeah, I'm not feeling it. Good thing about these, you can modify them to your own skill level or level of contentment. So, I have a book, a typewriter, and a few little bits and bobs to put on our desktop. Quill. So envelope, and actually usually they put this all on the envelope, but you get your own separate wax seal in this kit. I'm going to try and clean it up just a hair, a little. Okay. Okay. Now we get to do, let's see, back to the old super glue. Close the book up. It's hard enough to get a little glue out in between each page. Actually, let's go ahead and start putting these things onto our little disc here. I'll start making the envelope after that. So, typewriter goes back here on this corner. Back to the B7000 for this bit. A little chunkier glue. A nice flat surface on the bottom, so that's good. But a little blob there in the middle. There. Looks supposed to be sort of here in front of the typewriter. Let's make sure. Blob on there. I'll make sure we can see into our drawer, so I'm going to go a little bit over on that. And our quill is supposed to go over underneath next to our lamps. On that. Put the tweezers, just plop you there. I think there's enough glue that came up from the middle. I can just put that quill in there. Oh, we finally get to put our last little picture in. It goes next to the quill. Let's try the B7000 on this. Looks like we go. Takes up a little space. You don't have to push it down quite as hard to get it to connect. Maybe. Okay. And then, okay, so 3 of these letters are supposed to go on the desk here under our lamp. I'll just put a little one of those deals. On here sort of randomly. Now, just make up our last little letter, our Hogwarts acceptance looking letter. Some scoring again. I have gone unusually messy tonight. I've got tools and everything scattered everywhere tonight. I'm usually pretty good about putting them off to the side. Still got my wax seal there. And like so. This one over. So those three go together. Actually, our little letter, they got it set up so it's supposed to be inside, like so. It look like a real actual correspondence coming out of there. Let me see if I can get a little. Yeah. No. Not. I can get my nozzle precision in there. I think I can do all that in one go. Get it to flow. Oh. I think I just let some air in. Okay. Goes all down. Then wax seal on top. Everybody should be locked in place now. Okay. And this guy, I suppose he goes right in there. B7000's oozing tonight, so. Like so. Alright. And I had delusions of going further than that tonight, but I think that's about as good as I'm going to be able to do. Just dump my hands in glue. Okay, let me, yeah, it's not super glue, but it's the B7000 I'm sticking to myself. Okay, let's light this up again. Let me dim all the other lights here. Let's see what we can do with. Yeah, it's not as bright in person as it is. It's not as bright on, yeah, it's not as bright in person as it is on video. It doesn't totally wash everything out. It actually looks really nice. It's got a much more light glow than what I'm seeing on my monitor. But everything lights up good and shows all the things. My bookshelf is going to end up behind there. How much light did you put on the bookshelf? Yeah, everything does light up really nice with that. Okay. But I think that's plenty for tonight. Like I said, I thought I was going to get further than that, but I obviously didn't. I don't want to jinx myself, but I don't think tomorrow was going to be quite as challenging as tonight was. I can't believe I didn't realize I was supposed to put cloth around this thing, but I honestly don't think that is within my skill set at all. As much trouble as I had without cloth on it. And that paper come up as good enough texture for me, I think. But that will do it for tonight. Get back to view the whole kit caboodle maybe. I say it's not great on this wiring, but it'll do for me. And yeah, so I guess we better call it tonight. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all that. Be good to one another. Stay safe. And click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel if you want to see me do experiments a couple of times a month. That is what YouTube thinks you should be watching. And over there is the playlist for this whole build. I'll see you tomorrow.